Hello, good morning. Thank you guys for joining me on this Nirvanic Journey where we try to get our mental and emotional health and physical health in alignment with our enlightenment, okay? So that we can make sure that we can open that third eye, we can take our health to the next level, so we can take our vibrations to the next level. Okay, guys, so this is going to be part 2 of the gut brain biome that I talked about last week. And while I'm saying last week, I want to apologize for not getting this video out for nearly a week. I got invited to go with my very best friend on earth and her daughter-in-law and a friend of hers to Colorado. And I was gone nearly a week. And while I was there, I damaged my laptop, incidentally, and so I'm having to use my daughter's iMac. So whenever when I look at, there's so many birds landing in the water down there. I have this big old creek in my backyard. But anyways, while I was there, I damaged my laptop, so I'm having to use her iMac right now, and it's big. And when I look, I have to kind of almost look up to read the notes. So sorry about that. But anyway, so part 2, gut brain biome. And let me get back up to where I was a second ago. All right, so guys, we're going to start out with the Reiki Principles. You know, I love those. Positivity. I want everybody to say them out loud. I want you to say each and every one out loud. Pause your video if you need to between each one and elaborate on it to the spirit, to the universe, to God, whomever you pray to, okay? All right, so just for today, Reiki is about yourself, by the way. It's not something you're saying to someone else. It's something you do for yourself. But just for today, I will not worry or stress. Just for today, I will not be angry. Just for today, I will work honestly. I will be honest in all of my dealings and in the way I speak. I'll tell the truth. Just for today, I will be grateful. And just for today, I will be kind to other people. Just for today, okay? So remember, Reiki is something we do every single day. Every single day. It's not enough to say you're going to do it for the next month. You know, when you wake up every day, you want to reiterate these principles in your life, and you want to, or something close to that. You know, you want to do something like that positive for yourself, positive reinforcement and affirmations. Okay? Doesn't it feel good though to say those positive things and to speak positivity? Remember just how powerful every single word you say is, and how it changes the molecular structure of people, plants, animals, inanimate objects, even water, all the way across the globe. That's right. Our words can and will set things in motion, even for those on the other side of the globe. Remember when I'm informing you of like health conditions that could affect your pineal gland and your organs, I wanted to also reiterate that I'm not trying to bring anybody down, to scare anybody, to put a fear mentality in people. Leave that to the media. The media loves to scare us and tell us what all can happen to us and all this kind of stuff. What I'm trying to say is these are things that could already be happening to you that could keep your vibration way down here. And we're trying to all live up here. And, you know, your health could actually be keeping you back from moving up in your vibration level so that your third eye can be fully opened, etc. Okay? How many times, guys, have you thought of somebody and really, really had them on your mind? Like just felt somebody on your heart, and next thing you know, they text you. And you find out that maybe they were sick, they were ill, they're in the hospital, their daughter, their son, their family member was really sick, and they've been praying and reaching out energetically. Guys, we're all connected. We are all one spirit and one energy, all connected. And so what we do and say affects people even across the planet. So when you're thinking about somebody, make sure you're lifting them up. You're sending blessings their way, positivity, and things like that, because that is real. I mean, it's real when your children are at school, away at school, when your children are at just regular school up the road. You know, make sure that you're sending positive vibes, positive. You've got this, you can do this, you know, you're going to make this, you're going to come out on top, you know, and that kind of stuff, all positive vibrations. Okay. We have the power of magic in our tongue. Okay. The spoken word is so huge. Okay. We can do so many things with with the things we say. Have you ever looked at somebody and they seemed angelic? They had a sense of calmness about them that made you wonder, even kind of scratch your head and be like, are they a little off? You know, because they seem so happy. What would make them so happy? Well, so honestly, I would love for all of us to be that way, where we let things roll off of our back, you know, like water on a duck's back, like you hear your mom say when you were younger. let things go. Let it go. And think about it. Realize that it happened. You know, maybe assess it. Go through how it affects you directly. If it doesn't, definitely let that thing go. Let it go immediately. Now, if it's something that's going to affect your life, it is what it is. Okay, so let's look at things in a positive light. Let's try to make sure that we remember our worthiness, that we are worth everything. Okay, we were put here for a purpose, for a reason, and not let things bring our vibration down. Okay, so that's not what I'm talking about today. But we can start our day off really negative. Oh my God, the line at Starbucks, it's wrapped around the building twice. Okay, that's a negative thought. Oh my God, traffic going to work is going to be horrible today. And then your mood is slowly but surely inching downward. Or the boss is in one of his or her moods today. And then you and your coworkers all stand around and talk about it for 15 to 30 minutes, all starting y'all's vibrations, your workday off on a negative note. What if you were the one that busted up in there and you were like, this day is amazing. It's beautiful. It's partly cloudy today, but who cares because I love the rain. You know, just being positive. You might look a little off. Okay, but you are going to bring a positivity to those people. They're going to think about all day long. They're going to be like, wow, what's wrong with her? You know, she's actually got a good life. I mean, my life sucks. But then they might start thinking, wait a minute, I'm blessed. When you tell them about your blessings, they might start thinking, well, wait, that's my blessing too. Actually, I have more because maybe I'm on a higher income level, or maybe, you know, I have a nicer car, or, you know, whatever. I don't know. It might make people think that they, you know, realize how blessed they are, you know, and that's what I hope our goals are here. Let's see. So don't hide your positivity. Don't try to be part of their, you know, when you're at work and you don't feel right, you're like, I don't want to be negative. You know, I don't have that negative feeling. Walk away. You know, you don't have to be part of that negative conversation. You don't have to be part of that. I used to zone out. I used to put my earphones in or my earbuds in when I first got to work, and I'd go sit at my desk, I'd log in, and I'd just sing. That's all I wanted to do was sing because I didn't want to relate to any of that negativity, okay? Let's see. Okay, so in the last video, I touched on diseases and issues that can arise within our bodies when we don't keep our gut healthy. I mentioned autism spectrum disorder, or being on the spectrum, Alzheimer's disease, learning disabilities, foggy brain. So in this video, I wanted to name some specific illnesses that can be caused or exacerbated by poor gut health. Our gut is referred to by science now as the little brain. Okay, and there's a reason for that. So in the last video, I mentioned the enterochromaffin cells, which produce 95% of the serotonin in the human body. As we all know, and without getting ultra technical, serotonin directly affects body processes such as moods, depression, appetite, hormone production, sympathetic nervous system response, and the list goes on and on. 95% of our serotonin is produced by those enterochromaffin cells. In our gut, okay? So the gut is also home to approximately 3 pounds of bacteria, which I said last time, and organisms that help our body run in tip-top shape. Our gut is home to 500 million enteric neurons. 70% of the body's immune cells are found in the gut. So if you're not healthy, if you're catching every little cold and everything like that, you might want to check your gut health. 100 trillion microbes. These have all been found to work together to stimulate brain function and cognitive function. So we can clearly see that mental health does not lie merely in the brain alone, but involves the entire body, including our gut. Now, I don't want to stir the pot here. I definitely want to say that the crap that is allowed in our water supply and the antibiotics that are put down the drains and toilets are not regulated and removed from the water supply. And the way our food is now grown in labs containing all sorts of DNA, altered DNA, may be grown to change our guts and cause food allergies that we didn't used to see 30 years ago. Okay, everybody wasn't allergic to a peanut 30 years ago. Everybody didn't have gluten intolerance 30 years ago. And that's why a lot of people look at it like, they look at it like it's crazy. But it's real. It's a real thing. Okay. I mentioned in the last video that your gut-brain axis is a form of neural communication pathways between the brain and gut. It's bidirectional, meaning your gut talks to your brain and your brain tells your gut what to do. Okay, so they talk to each other via the vagus nerve, the cranial nerve called the vagus nerve. It's the cranial nerve number 10, as I learned in school. Evidence has shown that dysregulation of gut health can play a role in a broad range of psychiatric and neurologic conditions, including but not limited to schizophrenia, depression, autism, addiction, stroke, Alzheimer's, and even Parkinson's disease. People, gut health. Gastrointestinal inflammation has been directly linked to pathophysiology of psychotic disorders, meaning that it can pathologically form all the symptoms that you're feeling from psychopathic disorders. I will be citing everything that I mentioned here today. I'm going to be citing it below in the description box. Okay. Let's start with syphilis. Patients diagnosed with this bacterial STD, it's not a virus, it's bacterial, have been documented to develop depression, anxiety, suicidal tendencies, aggressiveness, etc. This is a bacteria in our gut that causes mental issues. Okay, depression, suicidal, stuff like that. Lyme disease, long-term can cause neurological deficits, especially untreated, such as decreased concentration, irritability, nerve damage in your limbs, as well as memory and sleep disturbance. Okay, gut health is being noticed by medical professionals now as causing symptoms related to psychotic disorders, which is when a patient is treated with probiotics and given nutritional diet with less processed foods. The patient has less symptoms or no symptoms at all. So doctors are now treating people for their gut when they're having these issues here to see if that takes away some things, and it's not just a major chemical imbalance in their brain. So this was in an article that I read, which I'm going to put down below. The hypofunction of N-methyl D-aspartate in the brain are believed to play a central role in the pathophysiology of schizophrenia. Perturbations in the microbiota, or perforations in your gut, gut dysbiosis is what it's called, results in synthesis and release in the bloodstream of a series of molecules that have the potential to release N-methyl D-aspartate, or NMDA, receptor activity, including pro-inflammatory molecules, the interleukins, and neurotransmitters derivatives. Canarinic acid, things like that. Anyway, my point being, so we can take from this that if your gut is leaky, and I remember I said that if your kids have ASD or they're on the spectrum at all, when tested, they have primarily been found to have leaky gut syndrome, which can be caused by a lot of things. And in this next story, just to prove how volatile a leaky gut can be for the patient, 30% of children born premature are diagnosed with autism spectrum disorder, along with a leaky gut, which is the salient feature. A leaky gut of children with autism, their salient feature or their main symptom is leaky gut syndrome. Okay, only 1% of full-term pregnancies are diagnosed with ASD or autism. I'm stressing this not necessarily because I'm warning young mothers and mothers to be scared about premature births or anything like that, but because of the gut dysbiosis causing the mental, the mental issues, the foggy brain, and the inability to function under normal circumstances. Okay. All right. So causes of leaky gut can be premature birth, lack of colostrum, because they don't get that good colostrum after they're born or whatever. If they're born premature and they start them out on formula, antibiotics in utero, even through the mother's drinking water. Okay, she may be taking antibiotics without knowing about it because she's drinking tap water. Meats laced with antibiotics, NSAIDs, or the anti-inflammatory drugs, the ibuprofens and the leaves and stuff like that, which mess up the mucosal lining of your gut and allow for perforations and messing up the tight junctions in there. Consuming diets rich in processed foods and high sugar foods and sugary sodas. Okay, symptoms of leaky gut include, but are not limited to, bloating and gas, digestive issues after eating, including diarrhea, constipation, irregular bowel movements, unexplainable fatigue, chronic pain, including joint pain, arthritis pain, frequent colds and sinus issues, inflammatory skin disorders such as persistent rashes or acne, slow healing after injury or surgery, food allergies, diseases to which we already discussed, such as ASD, Alzheimer's, type 1 insulin-dependent diabetes, in fact, is part of that. Some things I found online which might help you tighten up those tummy junctions are a few things that I found, but you can do your own research, guys. It's kombucha tea, colostrum. You can order colostrum on Amazon. I'm going to put a link down below for a good one that gets really good reviews. But do your own research. I'm not getting paid anything to say their name or anything like that. Do your own research. Green tea, which contains EGCG, which is really good for your gut, and it's a really long word, so I didn't type it, or I didn't say it. B12 vitamins, D3 vitamins. Most people are lacking in D. Gotu kola, 500 milligrams twice a day. Fish oil from a really good source, you know, like the Nordic Naturals and stuff like that. Exercise. Guys, exercise is so good for our bodies. Sitting on the couch, binging on Netflix, not good for our bodies. Exercise, including bike riding. Bike riding's awesome, y'all. It's wonderful. You guys ought to really check that out. Get enough rest, reducing EMF, the electromagnetic frequencies, like using your microwave less, you know, boiling a pot of water on the stove if you need hot water, using the kettle. Turning your phone on airplane mode before you go to bed at night, just to keep all those EMF rays from coming through, unplugging your Wi-Fi, your wireless routers and stuff like that. Meditation, prayer, yoga, Pilates, positive self-affirmations, Reiki affirmations can all help to improve your mood and stress levels. And there's a magazine called Holistic Primary Care that looks awesome. I'm going to try to get a subscription to it. It's probably online at this point, but Holistic Primary Care. So look that up. They have some awesome articles, and I'm going to put a link to those down below, okay? So I hope you guys have a glorious and victorious day as we align our health to our enlightenment, which hopefully will be way up here and not way down here, okay? All right. I love you guys. Talk to you later. Bye.